What is going on, everybody? It's Stingy, and I got a tutorial. It's going to be on how to make a background like I promised. If my template giveaway got 35 likes, I was going to do this tutorial. So here I am. It'll probably be a 3-part, hopefully just a 2-part tutorial. But yeah, let's get into it. So it's going to be how to make a basic background, 3D style. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So if you haven't already downloaded my YouTube template, I suggest you go and do that now, or if you have another one that you like to use, then use that. So I've just got this one today. Just quickly made this up before. So what you want to do is, it depends on your style, but if you like sort of dark sort of style, which seems to be the go nowadays, just choose your background color, and you don't want it pitch black for this, but sort of like a really dark grey works the best. And just fiddle around with the colors of the background. So something like that works, so it's got a bit of flair in it. Now it's really quite simple once you get the hang of it, but today I'm just going to use my logo. So I will grab that. So I'll just use this logo today, which is my custom logo by Error. So just drag that into the size you want, and the main thing that gives it the feel is what sort of font you use or logo you use, and then the effects that you do to the writing. So I normally just double click and bring up your blending layer styles options, and I put in a gradient overlay and change it to -180 if it's for a non-partner background, and just change the blending mode to overlay, and that sort of gives it a darker look at the bottom and then brighter as you get to the top. And I always add a drop shadow as well, and just bring the size up a little bit as well as the distance. That just sort of gives it a bit of depth. Now I normally add a little with my brush tool and my white color selected, I normally just add like a stripe through the middle. So create clipping mask for that, and then change the blend mode to overlay. It sort of just gives a little bit more of texture. Now the next thing we want to do is import our textures. Textures play a big part in your background creation. So I'm just going to place in some textures. Now this is not my texture pack, but it's a texture pack I really like to use from Revert GFX. So I'll leave a link to his GFX pack in the description if you want to download that. Now here is basically your creativity. Whatever you think would look good, use it. So we'll just use this one for now and just drag the size down a bit. And you want to do two things. First of all, you want to create a clipping mask over your text and change it to either soft light or overlay. I tend to use overlay because it sort of gives it a bit more of a grungy look. So we'll just drop the opacity on that and to where you like it. Next thing is we'll duplicate that layer. So Command J and drag it below the text. And now you can see we've got a little box here, so we're just going to go with our eraser tool with the size on about 78, depending on like what you need it for, but just erase this a bit, and just so you don't want sharp edges, because sharp edges look really tacky, but just something that fits around the size of your text, and you can always resize it to what you need. So that's the start. We'll drop the opacity down on that a bit and just keep doing this. So build up a stack of layers, I guess. So drop in another one, put that above it, and do the same thing. So overlay, and just get your brush, your eraser tool again, sorry, and just erase around the edges. So this is just a really basic example, but we'll continue on in a minute. So now that's basically done. Now the rest is your creativity. You can add text over the top. So go to your text tool, and when mine loads, you can do like StingiiDesigns, and so something like this. Drag that above your text, and now you make a nice layer style for this, or you can use the layer styles pack I provided, or you can make your own, whatever you prefer. But like anything, just make it up as you go along, really. That's what I try to do. So something like that with a bit of gloss would look nice. So inner glow, maybe change that to like a white, and the opacity, just play around with it to what looks good. It's really just personal preference. I can't come out here and tell you how to make a YouTube background, because that would just be boring and pointless, really. So just play around with it. That's the best thing that's the best bit of advice I can give to you, is just stick at it, play around with it, and you will get there. It took me a while to get where I am now, but once you get your style down and just focus on that, and you'll go a long way. So that's the basic. Now with graffiti font, I normally do sort of like, you might have seen indent sort of scratches behind it, but in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do like little, I guess, paint splats. So create a new layer, and you want to come down to this ellipse tool and hold shift and just drag, making sure that you have on the color that you are after. So in this case I'll probably use like a red, or maybe a green might look nice. So we'll just try a green for now, but just make little dots and then just go along and do the same again. So it'll create a new layer for you each time, so no need to worry about that. But something like that, and you can just move them, position them to where you want. And I normally hold shift and highlight them all, and then go Command E, which merges them together, and you can rename that dots. So now you've got your little saved preset. And another cool effect you can do is filter, and then go to blur and Gaussian blur, and just play around with this to see what you like, but somewhere around the 25 mark looks good. So now you can just position these around your text. This also works for like non-graffiti style as well, but I mainly use it for graffiti, because it just adds a bit of a kick to it and makes it look nice. So just go along, position them as many as you want or as little as you want. It's really just up to you again. So we'll just see how we're going for time. We're up to 8 minutes, so I'll finish this part off at 10. So there you've got a few little dots around it, which can give it a nice little look. So I'll just stop now and come back with the second part. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, and I'll upload the second part at 20 likes. So that would be really good if you could get it 20 likes, and then I'll upload the second part. See you then.